Coming at you from Submarine Studios 2.0. This is Rage Across the Internet. And I'm your host, Porter. To my left is producer Joey.
Hey, guys.
And across from me here, via the internet machine, we have Daniel Tyson. Danny, how's it going?
Hey, it's going. How's everybody over there?
We're doing all right. Got the second version of Submarine Studios, I think it's fair to call it.
Yeah.
2.0.
2.0. We got a new table here. So
we're trying.
Cool.
It's table-tastic. Who let him in here? I don't know.
Table-tastic.
It's new dynamic, new setup. It's a little weird. We're getting used to it. Getting the kinks out, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Danny's still remoted in his little bunker there.
Yeah. I'm seeing flashes of light. Thinking it's missiles going off or something.
No, it's just the sun, buddy.
Oh.
Open the blinds. It's okay.
I refuse.
He's solid. He's on point, that guy.
Hey.
All right, so we're all feeling good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And that's great. We just fresh off the Bodnar episode.
Yes. Yes.
That was so much fun.
It was fun. It was a good episode. It was a good time.
Another one in the can.
Yeah, another. We recorded it, and it played back all right.
Yep.
There were no magical viruses. There was no audio issue. No one's mic exploded.
You better knock on wood right now. Okay, you can stop.
Should I do it too?
You better, yeah.
I'm doing it too, because, yeah.
That series is cursed, but that's not what that's not what today is about. Today is not about the curse of the
curses
Tribal
on
series.
this one. This is not a curse series.
No, it's not.
So, what is today about?
Well, today we're talking about, I guess, kind of the minutiae of being Gyro, the day-to-day stuff. We talked about that a little bit way forever ago. I think in like episode 5.
Wow.
But we covered that way back then, like episode 5 or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the mundane.
Yeah, we covered a little bit of it, but
we're gonna revisit.
Yeah, there's more to cover. I mean, there's always more to cover. We go on a topic, and we're here for about an hour or so, give or take, and it's not enough time.
It is not enough time.
Which gives us the luxury of revisiting stuff and going from other angles, and that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could cover all of it, but no one wants to listen to a 12-hour episode of us talking about the mundane stuff.
We couldn't do that.
No. Porter would lose his voice, Yeah,
I would. My voice would go. We'd switch topics 8 or 9 different times.
Oh, at least.
I'd take a nap in the middle of the episode.
Right, we'd take like a lunch break and just not come back.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Or will we?
Shit, was that still recording? Have fun editing.
Oh, that would suck so much.
Coming 2025.
Okay, so, we did cover a portion of the mundane, like, the shower taking and, all that. But I think what I really want to dive into in this version of the mundane is about living in the Sept.
Okay.
What it's like day to day. How do the characters do it? Like, what are their problems? What are their, advantages?
I was going to say with gusto, but...
Well, I mean...
They all can't be Whiplash.
Wow.
Still a crowd favorite.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
Everybody loves Whiplash.
I don't think everyone does, but...
From a distance. From a safe distance.
Outside of game? Outside of game, that's probably a crowd favorite.
No, I think everyone affiliated with this podcast loves Whiplash. I think the audience is like, will you stop with this fucking guy? It's like, get a Fenris, big deal.
I
Okay,
didn't argue.
so write in and tell us which is your favorite character, and we'll talk about them for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure
Unless
we
it's
could.
Whiplash.
Sure, we could work that in. You know.
Tell them it's the Get a Fenris around Whiplash.
You know, I think before we get started though, because we just skipped that, we can't skip the preamble.
Okay, I'm trying, guys.
Oh, see, that's the problem. Is if we wait, we got to put it at the end, and then people will just stop listening.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you know, not a whole lot of news though, and I think no news is good news.
Yeah, sure.
You know, everything is right where it's supposed to be. We have the forums, which have not got a whole lot of attention lately, but that's going to change.
Okay.
You know, Discord's still doing well, although I'm going to take a little bit of a step back from that.
Okay.
You know, and again focus more on the forums.
Okay.
You know,
and with the Discord, if anybody needs to reach you, they can just at you.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when I say take a step back, I don't mean I'm not using it anymore.
Yeah.
I just, you know, we've been on there a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I've been on there a bit
sometimes too much.
Exactly, sometimes too much. I think it's for me it's a less is more scenario.
There you go.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, you get on there, you have fun talking about stuff with people, and then where does the time go? Ah, shit.
Yeah, and work's a thing, and
exactly. You know, I think I don't want to get into it, but yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
So.
people are definitely reaching out for advice and stuff, and I don't see that stopping.
Oh no, but you know, I think less of a day-to-day presence from me. You know, we'll still do the hangouts, and I know everyone else will still be there, but but because of that, I can step back and pay more attention to the forums.
Sounds good.
Get some more useful shit, you know, some more character guides, maybe some character essays, get some stuff up on there that'll be useful to players and storytellers alike.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, it's been a while since we posted on there, and that's it's got to be fixed. It's on me. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
But so that's still going strong. We still got the merch is still there. Still some pretty stuff. I know I've got an order, and it's going to show up around Tuesday, and I'm so pissed. I'm like, just get here today. Come on, come on, man.
I didn't fast enough, huh?
Well, you know, I posted that picture. You know, I got the picture sent to me, and I think I showed it on Discord. I put it on the Facebook group, the Facebook group, not the Facebook page, because there's the difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Of that merch that was sent in. You know, like someone ordered they got their stuff. You remember the tumbler and the mouse pad?
Right.
And that tumbler looked so fucking cool in that picture.
It does.
You know, like it looked way better. Way better than I thought it was going to turn out.
Yep.
So I instantly made the same damn order.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're laughing, but I did too.
Did you really? the same mouse pad type?
Yeah. Yeah, I get the mouse pad and the tumbler too. I was like, man.
Yep.
I already have 2 t-shirts now, the mug. And the mug is so cool.
So it's going to be up to me to break the trend. I'm going to go with the different mouse pad. And, you know, I still want that coffee cup.
The original or the new one?
The new one.
I want them both. You know.
But, I mean, the original's out of stock still.
Still. Everything takes forever now.
You know.
But we'll announce when that comes back in, because that original design was really sharp.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll take the new one.
But speaking of announcements, and just to circle back a little bit here, if you guys aren't part of our Discord already, you're missing out, because some of this stuff gets announced on our Discord way before it gets announced on the podcast.
That's true, and Danny mentioned it before. Is that there's. I mean, obviously we have the 2 games that are running there. We have our guy Sean and our guy Strides, and they're both running. There's the Tuesday game and the Friday game. And additionally, we talk about all sorts of dumb stuff. And have fun, and there's lots of jokes and laughs. But we also talk about Werewolf. I've had people come to me, and I know Joey, you've had people come to you, asking advice or what to do with the Chronicle, or
Well, and we were talking about the existence of a werewolf gene the other day.
Yes.
And,
that was a cool conversation.
Yeah. And, we all have thoughts and opinions and can bounce stuff off of each other and bring up different points. And, I mean, sure, we've all read probably all of the books by now, but you remember different stuff.
Well, definitely. And then there's times when the book contradicts the books, the different sources contradict.
Yes.
And that was the case with the Garu gene. Yeah. Where I think the core book will go, there is no Garu gene. That's not how this works. Mm-hmm. And then, you look at a couple other books and it's like, well, this entire faction of antagonists have located the Garu gene and are trying to cure it because they think it's a disease.
Yeah, it's completely contradictory of all of it.
Which one is it?
Who do you believe at that point?
Well, and that's where the fun comes in with Discord, because we get to have our say, and whether you agree or not, you can try to disprove it or support it or bring up alternate theories.
Everyone's got their opinions, and everyone knows where to find certain things, and as long as everyone's respectful, it's a good conversation.
Well, and the cool thing is with our Discord community, we haven't had a problem.
No.
Right.
I mean, I think when we set up the rules, I think I wrote in there originally that I don't suspect that I'll have to come back and revisit this, and I don't want to have to, and we haven't had to.
No.
Nope.
It's very simple. Just
everybody in there is great.
Yeah. So shout out to the entire Discord community. Hey, look at what just happened by accident.
Yeah. So everyone who's listening, who's on our Discord, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for it's been fun. Let's keep going.
Yeah, thank you for being awesome.
Yes. But again, we put announcements on there, and that these guys on our Discord are getting way before anyone else on the podcast. Like, look at our YouTube. Those guys knew about it within the last week already?
Oh, we probably talked about it before that, too, because some of us keep secrets better than others. And I'm not going to point fingers here.
No, but the fact...
I think if I did, I'd point my pinky.
They knew about it. I'm talking about the fact that it's live. They knew about it right before it happened, whereas everyone here listening on the podcast...
Oh, yeah, they didn't find out for days.
Exactly. You had to wait. When we announced it, and if you weren't on the Discord, you weren't hearing it yet.
But, there's those times, when we talk about, hey, we're going to record today, everybody, haha, and they'll be like, hey, what's the episode's about? And certain people here will be like, hey, no spoilers, man, you gotta... And other people are like, oh, no, we're doing this one. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about these 4 things. And then...
Whoops.
And if you want to write in and tell us who you think is who, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. RageAcrossPodcast@gmail.com. Did it again. I did it right.
There you go.
Did it.
Nice.
Gold star.
Hooray. And, we'd love to hear from you no matter what. If you like what you're hearing, let us know what you like so we can do it harder. If you don't like what you're hearing, just ream us out, man. And then we can...
fix it.
Ideally.
Or something.
Or if you get really bad sentence structure, maybe we have a good laugh. Or I don't know. Anything could happen, but feedback's important. It means a lot to us. Mm-hmm. Like us, subscribe, rate. Those are big things because it helps people see us. It helps us get rotation, and more attention is better because it just makes a better show for everyone. More people get it. They come into the fold. It's a good thing.
Yeah, the iTunes reviews and ratings.
Big deal.
Huge deal. And it costs you nothing.
Exactly. It's a couple minutes of your time,
You can say anything in the review. We don't need you to tell us that you love us. You can say, I write with blue pen. That's it.
I write with blue pen. I like that.
The pen is blue.
If you remember the lyrics to the Dip song, maybe you could put some of those in there to Joey just learned about that today, the Dip.
I had never heard this Dip song.
So, if you want to just quote those lyrics in a 5-star review, that seems like a good use of your time.
Educate me.
It doesn't sound like it'd be a 5, though. That's probably more of a 4.5.
No, we're the 5.
No, we want the 5. The 5's for us, not the song lyrics, sir.
Fair.
They can write the song lyrics.
They can write the words of the song lyrics. It doesn't matter. But no, it all helps, and it means the world to us. And if you wanna throw some scratch, that's beautiful too. We have the PayPal, we have our Patreon, and we like the Patreon. We like to give back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you get
that's
stuff
the big
for
one.
it.
Yeah, monthly hangouts, the NPC of the Month Club, the other thing.
The other stuff.
Yeah, the bonus stuff, yeah. Maybe more stuff
Bonus
coming. We'll see. This month we have the bonus reel.
Yes.
I was told by our lawyers, rage across the law firm, that I was no longer allowed to call it a blooper reel because that was not representative of everything on the reel. This is a behind-the-scenes reel,
it is
not a blooper reel.
Behind-the-scenes bonus reel.
No one is getting hit in the crotch with a football during this reel. It is not a blooper reel.
Although, if you do want to see that, write in.
Oh, shit.
You are asking for really, really bad things here, Joey.
Well, but here's the thing. She's going to be exempt.
Exactly my point. Holy crap, man.
You have to wear a cup in the submarine studio from now on.
Hey, I didn't bring up the topic.
All right. I think we all warmed up.
The sacrifices we go for this podcast.
Yeah, hey, we love it, though. I do. I love recording day.
Yeah.
It's my favorite day of the week, whatever day it falls on.
Whatever. It doesn't matter what day it is.
It doesn't really matter.
No.
It's recording day, and it's always party.
Yeah, long day, crappy day. We get here, we put the equipment on, we just start riffing, and hey, look, I was in a terrible mood this morning.
You were.
Freaking feeling great now, so hey, look at that.
So, okay.
But
now that we're all in good moods.
Yeah, you want to quit fucking around? Let's put on a show.
Let's do a show.
All right, life inside a
I kind of don't want to stop fucking around.
Well, our listeners kind of want us to get down to the nuts and bolts.
We don't know that. They haven't written in yet.
Touche.
But we did get a late start, so
yeah.
maybe for the interest of getting out of the studio at a reasonable hour before the next day.
Yes, before midnight.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So back to the mundane.
Yeah, it's a
Life
Sept
in the
Living.
Sept.
Just feel strongly about how we're wording that.
Sept
right.
Living.
Sept Living. It's like Green Acres.
Okay.
Sept Living.
Sept Living is the life for me. Oh my God, that's on.
That's going
in there.
That's going in the bonus
She's
reel.
not. She's not cutting that.
No.
I'm sorry, everyone.
That might be
my mouth shut.
a late addendum to the bonus reel.
Fuck. All right, so
Either way.
obviously life in the Sept is going to differ wildly depending what type of Sept you're in.
Right.
So I mean,
Big time.
we have our personal examples. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing we're going to stick largely to those and maybe one or two well-known cairns if it should come up.
Right.
Like we talk about in the Guilty, the Riverwalk Sept.
Yep.
That is in a 4-star hotel. So living in that Sept is going to be vastly different than, let's say, Germany's Sept of the Bloodfist, where they will kill you with violence.
Just because.
They don't like the cut of your jib.
Okay, so living in the 4-star hotel.
Sure.
Now,
Must be nice.
I'm assuming they're not living in the nice rooms.
I think that would depend on your status in the cairn.
Okay.
I mean, that's how valuable are you? What's your rank? How's your clout? How's that going?
Now,
I was going to say that's probably a bigger deal.
There are humans.
Rank and clout.
There are humans that, book rooms in that hotel.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's, that was from the Guilty. That's the one where Almighty Dollar is the totem. And so, yeah, they need to make that money to keep the totem happy.
Okay.
A lot of that tourist green.
So how, do they work in the hotel? Do they, clean rooms? Do they, work in the kitchen? Are there regular employees there?
Well, I mean, clearly there have to be regular employees. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, there's a point there where that's a kid-run operation. I mean, that's a Glasswalker cairn.
Okay.
Which I think surprises no one. Once I said,
Yeah.
This is a shock to no one here. This is not a Red Talon stronghold, folks.
And probably any human working there is probably kinfolk.
Is going to be kinfolk because they kind of have to be.
Right.
This isn't now. It's not to say that you don't have. Maybe you have. Hand to mouth, who likes cooking.
Okay.
Who will go into the kitchen and cook, maybe because he wants to. Okay. That can happen. There's no reason it couldn't, at least. But certainly, virus to worm is not gonna, moonlight as a maid.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen. It's also important to remember that in more than 2 rage, from a player standpoint, if you have more than 2 rage, you can't really deal with the public.
Gotcha.
Your rage is too high already.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of players supplement. They're like, well, if you put more willpower in, well, okay, but that should really only buy you so far.
Gotcha.
It might make it easier or more tolerable, but that's not...
Right.
If you have more than 2 rage, you're not working at McDonald's. You're not working at the law firm.
Gotcha.
That's what kinfolk are for.
Okay. That makes sense, I
think rage is definitely can be an underutilized thing in some games.
I think the downsides of it, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's a better way of putting it.
And I don't think that's like a cheaty thing. Like, I don't want to look and go, you're cheating when you're not being pissed off and shitty all the time. Because who wants to be pissed off and shitty all the time?
Right.
That's what I want for my escape. Is just be a miserable fucker all day.
That would be a nightmare pack.
Right?
Imagine 4 or 5 people just pissed off and shitty to each other, to anyone.
Yeah, you think about that night where you got like no fucking sleep because the neighbors had a party or that fucking possum or whatever it was. You're working like an hour and a half sleep, and also you haven't eaten in a day. Yeah, that's just how you're just going to be all the time.
Forever.
Yeah. That's how I want to act.
On my fun time.
Right. So there's a level of...
If you have more than 2 rage, multiply that by the amount of rage you have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a factor.
Right. So I think maybe it should be played out more universally. I haven't seen every game ever, but I feel like it's probably something that is underplayed. But I think it's a forgivable underplay to a point.
Right.
Because of that. Because it's like, man, I don't want to be insufferable for fun. Or if I'm going to be insufferable for fun, I want to beat at other people.
Right.
Like on purpose for my amusement.
Not your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, let's all get together and be shitty.
To each other.
Right. That's not how we end the shows. Is that be shitty to each other.
Okay. So...
Danny liked that one.
Yeah. I think Danny's changing the outro. You changing the closing of the show now, Danny?
Absolutely not. I want people to come back and listen to this.
I'll tell you what. When you host the show again, you can use that exit line.
There you go.
Yeah. When I host the show again, look for that in the year 2072.
It's like a week and a half from now. I'm going on vacation soon. Sorry, bud. I didn't mean to drop that on you, but I absolutely did. Anyway.
Where's Tom? I gotta call Tom.
Bad man's gone. So anyway.
Yes.
And sure there's things to do in a cairn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all the time.
Right. So obviously there is we'll use the term Garu work being done.
Okay.
But, day-to-day dealing with customers in like a setting like that, that's going to be kin work. In the case of the riverfront, you have the riverwalk. You've got the basement, where you have people trying to monitor camera feeds.
Well, that was the security room.
Sure.
Right. That was security.
Yeah, I think it's what it parentheses or quotation marks. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But there's the waiting room in there for the moon bridges. There's cairn shit in the cairn.
Okay.
It's just either on that VIP floor that normal people that no one can get to, or it's in the basement, or a mixture thereof.
Gotcha.
Because you got to keep that separate from the apes.
Yeah.
The apes.
And then of course you get your more rural Karens, and that's a very different story.
Right.
Because you certainly shouldn't be dealing with humanity traipsing up on your stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think we can use the summer rain.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because
that's the one we know the most.
Summer Rain Studios. I think that there's a correlation there. I think that might be the one.
I think that might be the one.
I never knew. I didn't think
crazy.
about it till now.
Yeah, so you get the Sept of the Sweet Summer Rain. in Stoke State Forest, New Jersey. Those of you keeping score. Hey,
throwing it out there.
Hey, if they want to put it in their world, now they know where it is.
Exactly.
We're not mad.
Why not? Go for it.
Yeah, it's an honor. But, that is, again, it's in a state forest. You have a ranger station just outside the Bawn full of specifically kinfolk park rangers. You've got a kinfolk wildman of the forest who is guarding an entire section of the Bawn.
Living in a treehouse.
Yep.
Like, that's just his jam.
He's one of the good ones.
He is. But that's his jam.
That's right. It's Andrew Bookman. Look out for that guy.
Well, but is he living in a treehouse?
Well, not in our games currently. Probably never again. But that's not.
Oh no.
That's new business. That's not this business. That's future stuff. The tree's gone, Danny. Come on.
Yeah,
I know.
The house is gone.
Another one.
But yeah, and so that's a very different thing. Obviously, doing the rural thing. There are still duties to be done every day, but now you don't have a group of kinfolk to take care of the small stuff.
Right.
If you are hungry,
go get food.
Yeah, go get food. Hunt. You don't.
Yeah, that's you're a wolf. You're an animal.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
That's your option. Is you go to Lupus and you go find something and you eat it, as opposed to calling a broom service.
I think I want to go live in the Riverwalk now.
I mean,
imagine a new pack coming into the summer rain and then asking for room service.
Would be really weird because there's not a building there.
Well,
who's gonna bring me my food?
Have them come into the summer rain and be shown the puppy pit.
This is where you're gonna sleep.
Which, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
So let's cover that a second. And I think it's relevant.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I forget that.
Yeah, when we talk about sleeping arrangements.
Yes.
Because again, in the river, over in New Orleans, it's a hotel.
Yeah.
You have a room.
Yeah.
There are sleeping arrangements.
Where, there's a level of hierarchy in where you get to sleep or your options for sleeping assignment in something like the summer rain, where the lowest of the low, the lowest of the totem pole, the pups, the cubs, your shittiest Cliath pack, largely, is how this works. Is thrown into
what brand new Cliaths.
Is what's called the puppy pit. And it's a beautiful little geographical little oddity, I suppose.
Yeah.
Where it's this dip where 3 separate hills all come together and end.
Yes.
So it's like this little pit.
It is a valley at the convergence of 3 different hills.
Yes. And it's not very big.
No.
But
anytime it rains.
And the thing is there's a stream that passes by one of those hills.
Yes.
So not only is it if it rains, but if it rains a lot, that stream is overflowing.
And now it's a muddy puppy pit.
Yep. It is now a mud hole that the lowest in the totem pole are forced to sleep in.
Yes. That's not fun.
Nope. Works out in the winter, though.
Yeah. So.
No, thanks.
Okay, so besides sleeping arrangements, what else is everything's hierarchy, but what would you put in, if I said give me the top 3 things that are judged by hierarchy in a sept, what would you say?
Again, we differ by location.
Right.
And tribal makeup and all that shit. But let's just go with the summer rain. Is that
sure?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a multi-tribal sept.
Yeah.
The elders. Is that where you're going with it? As far as hierarchy?
Well, they would be at the top of the hierarchy, yeah.
Right.
But Joe, if you want to clarify, I think we lost Annie.
Yeah, okay. So there's the sleeping arrangements, which obviously the top of the hierarchy gets the best ones. The cabins and the lowest gets the puppy pit. So.
Yep. And luckily, we're right in the middle.
So, top 3 things most judged by the hierarchy, or determined by the hierarchy.
Well, I think that if an assignment is to be farmed out,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously pick of assignment, freedom of movement would be a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously, you know, not everyone can just come and go as they please.
Gotcha.
You know, and then maybe choice on incept duties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is to say that the pack like the Rapies and Chains, the Premier Guardian pack, they can afford to. They're going to get top pick on Bomb Patrol.
Gotcha.
You know, they're going to decide when their schedule is.
Okay.
You know, as opposed to the Cubs who have irritated an elder, who are just as a punishment going to be forced to run Bond.
For longer than usual.
And now, if they're forced to run Bond Patrol, and there's actually another pack out there, does that pack get cut loose?
They can. They can continue. Sometimes, and again, this is Sept specific, but not necessarily Sept specific.
Right.
Sometimes they take it upon themselves to test the pack who has been sent. You know, okay, well now I'm going to fuck with them to see how they're doing. If they're doing the job, how well they're doing the job. Can I sneak back and forth? Can I leave like a trap? What can we do to mess with these kids?
Okay, so the Bond at the submarine is a significant area.
Yeah, it's a pretty big cairn.
Yeah.
It's larger than it has any right to be.
So, what's the Bond of the hotel?
Well, you would do 2 or 3 city block radius. Okay. That's a little trickier because of the location of that hotel. Mm-hmm. You know, because you have the side of the road that it's on.
Yeah.
And then across the street, it's like it's not a full city block because there's a Mississippi. And then, I mean, it's a very specific. It's a real location is the thing, and that's where it gets become a bit of a problem.
Okay.
You know, because it's a very busy epicenter in a real location. So you do like a city block or 2 or maybe 3, and at that point, I'm just being generic because your city cairns can vary, but sometimes you can supplement that with cameras, you know, closed circuit kind of thing.
Yeah.
But or even just, you know, maybe you got the Bonar cairn, for example, where you've got a kid slinging dope on the corner, and he's your corner guy.
Oh,
maybe he's not even slinging dope. Maybe he's, you know, playing lookout, like, you know.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's a cool one to think about.
You know, that's about that. You know, life in a Bond is it's different because there are those responsibilities. Stuff like Bond Patrol. Obviously, you have to clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a cairn, for fuck's sake. You can't be.
Yeah, I think that's back to the mundane thing. Like, that's going to happen. And to say that out loud, to make sure you're doing that, because make it as real as possible, right?
Yeah. You know,
I mean, if you're playing a game, don't go shitting on the floor, but.
That's just words to live by at all.
I'm like, oh no.
I don't know what your home lives are like. I don't know what your hobbies are like. I'm not the boss of you guys out there, but I would advise against shitting on floors just as full stop. Just don't do it. Advise against that.
Okay. So, moving along. Okay, so there's like Bond Patrol, and there's, you know, hunting and gathering food. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously there's, you know, practicing for war, you know.
Sure, training.
Yep.
You know, what is there to do for fun, though?
Well,
I mean, as Garu, are you really having fun? Or are you really just living your life because you have a job to do?
Well, I would point out that according to the Cairn book, which, if you've never looked at the Cairn book, is not as helpful as you think it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
The book you probably want is Guardians of the Cairns, but in the Cairn book, and the Sept of the Blood Fist, they talk about games they play around there, like Razor Dance or Claw Tag.
Oh.
What the?
They don't detail them, which for me is a huge bummer.
Yeah, I want to know the rules.
I want to know how to play Razor Dance.
Yes.
Claw tag is kind of self-explanatory.
Right. But
what the Sam hell is Razor Dance? Is this like a you got served situation, or...
You're holding razors?
What is that? I don't know.
Got served? What the hell, Porter?
Some sort of breakdance razor blade hybrid. I want to know. If you're out there and you have made homebrew rules for Razor Dance, please email in. I want to know. I have to.
Inquiring minds.
It's been an obsession since that book fucking came out. Right? I got that thing brand new.
Okay, so they play games.
Yeah, so there are games. And I mean, if the Get of Fenris are coming up with games to play,
everybody's got games.
Everyone's got shit.
Yeah.
I do agree that maybe fun isn't the number one priority of being a guru.
No, but you have to occupy your time.
You do.
But being the rage monsters we are, and having to protect humanity and all of Gaia, there are several things we still need to happen and still need to do before we get out there.
And I think that's a good point, though, because the Galliards have songs and stories to learn or to work on for the upcoming moot.
Mm-hmm.
The Ragabash has to find new and inventive ways to irritate the piss out of his pack mates. The Ahround, he's got to get a good pump on.
He's got to train the rest of his pack.
Yeah, he's the best around. It's never going to get him down. He's got whatever he benches, it ain't enough. Has he read The Art of War? Well, his enemies have. So he's busy too. Like, everyone's got shit they got to do in their day.
Right.
And I think songs and stories are probably a lot of that. I'm sure that there are some games, but I think largely what your leisure time looks like, and I say that a little.
Yeah.
How much leisure time do you really have there?
Yeah.
Because if you have too much, maybe you're doing something wrong. But I think, if you're living on the bond, that's your problem. You need to look elsewhere to entertain yourself. Go to a fucking carnival or something. That's not what this is for. This is holy ground.
But, are they allowed to leave?
Mostly, sure.
Okay, well, you said freedom of movement.
Well, I think it's a matter of permission.
Okay.
You guys, for example, and I mean, you're not at the Cairn right now.
Yeah.
But if you guys felt like, I'm going to go get some donuts, and I'm just going to go and leave and hit up a Krispy Kreme. Mm-hmm. That's
a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a bad idea, Jeans.
Okay.
You just think you can just fuck off and all right.
Not without telling somebody.
However, if Dead Man Dempsey wants to go to Central Park, to maybe Tavern on the Green or something. Mm-hmm. He needs to go get a pint. There's a match on TV. He has the freedom to just leave.
Gotcha.
He can do that.
At the same time, he's probably going to tell the rest of his pack.
Well, certainly, but he's choosing that. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't need the Elder's permission to leave the grounds.
Right.
And he's earned that.
No, that makes sense. And again, being, the premier guardian pack.
Right. It's not something they abuse, obviously.
Right.
But, you guys go missing. You guys just leave one day, you've gone missing.
Gotcha.
Perhaps AWOL.
Gotcha. And I mean,
choice.
The game is set before cell phones.
Yeah, ours is, yes. So it's
not like if we just pop down to the corner market, we've gone missing, and how do they contact us?
Right.
They've got to send out a search party.
Nancy, you've just invented a whole new problem for the Sept.
Well, and it's taking valuable resources away from the Sept for a nonsense issue.
Exactly, 100% that. Which
will probably be met with more punishment.
Exactly. You're guaranteed a punishment now because look at how much time and manpower we had to waste looking for this incompetence in front of us.
Why were they allowed to leave the Sept?
Somebody is
going to die.
They weren't allowed. That's the thing.
Well, no, that was the crux of the argument that I made was that why were these cubs allowed to leave?
Right.
Somebody was going to die. Like, they were going to get somebody killed.
Yep. That's right. That's right. When
I was playing Jasmine.
Yep, and you came in and stole the pack out from under the Virginia group in a single story.
It was an accident, I promise. They weren't good at it.
It's not an accident.
Not nice.
When you go before the leader of the Council of Elders of their home sept, ask permission to speak freely, and then she turned on him and pointed to their
Full
elbow.
arm point.
Right?
Full
like
arm.
Jacques. These children have no business in the field. They are undertrained, they are undisciplined, and they are going to get worthwhile Garou killed. That's not an accident, miss.
That was planned.
No, it really wasn't. It was just what was in my heart.
Yeah.
That's what was in your heart. That's scary.
Brutal. It was an ass kicking, and they just got done with a real fight. So.
Yeah, well, somebody almost got killed during that fight.
2 people. In fact, I did a death roll that story.
Yeah.
One of the very few I've ever had to do.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. But, aside from, you talk about leisure, but, and I mentioned a bunch of, like, work shit.
Yeah.
But there's more than that. You think about things like learning gifts. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's a big one, or at least should be.
Well, yeah, and it's it's something that we don't do.
Right.
And when I say we don't do it because of time constraints, and it's a huge bummer to me.
Yeah.
Because I remind everybody that you are supposed to learn your gifts from spirits. Mm-hmm. And that could be a lot of fun in terms of interaction.
Yeah, and I think if we were meeting, like, every week...
Yeah. If we had more time to get together, we would be role-playing those interactions of learning your gifts.
Yeah.
And so if you've got a group out there that isn't doing it, and you're listening and you're going, what the hell, how come we don't do that? Well, maybe it's because of time. And if it's not, maybe bring it up to your storyteller, because it is fun.
It is.
It's a good exercise for the storyteller to take on the persona of all these different spirits. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't get it right, and what does right mean at that point? Because there's not a guide to it. You do the best you can. But there's a lot of range there, and that can be a lot of fun and really good and great practice. And it's great practice for the players to interact with spirits. Mm-hmm. I wish we had time to do it. Yeah. It's just not practical.
Yeah, I really wish we had more interaction with spirits.
Yeah.
It's hey, that's the problem for future us.
Yeah, that's we just got to carve out some more hours in a day. Danny, you're on that, right?
Cutting more hours in the day?
Yeah, yes.
I'm working on it.
All right, good man. Well, we'll check up. That should be a new segment. We'll check in on Danny.
Okay.
And how he's doing, providing us a longer day.
Yeah, like you got your hammer and chisel.
If I had a longer day, I'd find more hours of sleep.
We believe in you. we believe in you.
Right.
We'll check in next week on that.
You mentioned learning gifts.
I did.
How about or even like forging and creating weapons or talons even?
Yeah, fetishes and talons is a great point.
Fetishes even,
Mm-hmm.
Danny's character Hunter has that fetish. That blade that was used a helicopter blade is the basis of it. Right. That he worked down and and it was great. But the problem with it was just all in my free time I'm going to do this. And again, that was a bit of time. And frankly, how much can you really get out of? I'm working the blade. That's Werewolf for one, and nothing's really happening.
Right.
But there's a lot that goes into fetish and talent creation. More so fetish creation, absolutely. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a fun episode that we will get to eventually.
Yeah.
But for now, surely you have Thurges in the Sept creating talents for the good of the Sept. There's not a whole lot of Robin Hooding going on in the summer rain.
Yes.
But, someone making taloned arrows.
And talons, for those who don't know,
Well, it's like a fetish. It's and again, I guess that they don't know a Talon. A fetish is not like feet. Or like dressing like a baby. That's not what we mean. We mean feet or dressing like a... That's the two I chose.
Hold on,
that's your world.
Those notes out. I'm crossing those notes out. Hold on.
All right.
No feet.
No baby play. Sorry.
No baby. Diapers? Yes, no?
No.
Okay, cross that out too.
I guess you could fetish up a diaper. Not certain the point of it.
Talon.
Talon.
That'd be a
Talon.
Yeah.
Well, it could be
better.
a reforming hand grenade.
Oh.
But that's not. A fetish is an item that has been imbued with a spirit. A spirit, it lives in there now, and the type of spirit, let's break it down, gives it a special property.
Right. It makes it like a magical weapon.
I didn't want to use the word, but yes. You know, like the reforming hand grenade.
Yes.
Which I believe has a lizard spirit inside of it.
So
that works. So, you know, you use the grenade, and then you go home, and you go to bed, because you've had a long day. You had to use a grenade, for fuck's sake. And depending on how your roll is, that grenade shows up under your pillow. Like the Tooth Fairy came.
Oh, my goodness.
What the hell?
That's
not something I want under my pillow.
It's a real thing. Well, it's... Are you kidding?
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's a great thing to have back.
That's on Violet's Christmas list.
I'm still laughing at the fact that you said you had a bad day because you had to use a hand grenade.
Well, I think that kind of, that's a bad day.
No, I agree with it. That's why it's funny.
If you're using hand grenade,
You've had a day.
you've had a day.
A Talon, however, I mean, that's the thing, is with a fetish, that spirit lives in there now.
Yeah.
Think of the genie in a bottle, only the genie never comes out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, that's a good way to put it.
It's home.
Makes
It's
sense.
just no out.
Yep.
Robin Williams is not coming out and singing a song about friendship.
Okay.
A Talon is like a fetish,
It has a spirit.
but is a single use.
Yes.
So in this case, you rub the lamp, Robin Williams comes out, he sings about friendship, he says Nanu, grants your wish, and is free forever.
Yep.
That's easier to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less...
Yeah, I like the light bulb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like the light bulb smashes and it just
Illuminates the area.
Yeah. Yep.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's just a light bulb, and is it like a lightning bug spirit or something like that?
I think it was a firefly spirit.
Yeah.
Just because
Right.
it seemed like a fun one.
And
sure.
and you know,
Makes sense.
You toss it, and obviously when it hits the ground, it shatters.
You know, let's...
Well, look at our pack, right? Tom has his weapon of choice is the bow and arrow. Mm-hmm. He has several arrows that were made into talons.
Yeah, he's got 2 or 3 bait and arrows.
Oh, okay.
Clearly, you're not going to reuse that arrow once hit.
A callback to our NPC of the Month Club. Mm-hmm. And actually, I guess a bit of spoiler, because... No, it'll have already happened. Ha!
Okay.
Ha! Those rewards come out this weekend. Ha!
Okay, so no spoilers.
Yeah. The featured NPC, Xander Setting Sun,
Yep.
has a series of talons he has with him that were made by his pack. They're called Thunder Sticks.
Okay.
It's very creative. But the idea is it's these twigs about 3 or 4 inches, that have they're carved.
Right.
But they have thunder spirits inside them. And the idea is if he breaks one, it'll make a localized thunderclap where he is. The purpose of which is either as a distraction or to signal his pack in a place where maybe a howl
Gotcha.
would give away the position in maybe a disadvantageous way.
Gotcha. That's neat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Xanatos Setting Sun in our game, I've never actually seen that in our game.
But
So
he's got them.
Now, Xander has not used those.
There's probably not a reason you would have needed to see them.
No, it's definitely in a field thing. Because, you're out in the cane, you just howl.
Yeah.
But
right.
if maybe...
But you're out in battle, or you're out in the field somewhere, that makes a
or you're being
difference.
you're being hunted, And,
yeah. I mean, thunder can happen.
Yep. It's the weather's turning. Not, there's a howl. There he is.
And, like, you said that they were made by his pack, so they can be made by, obviously a Thierge.
Right. I mean, look, when you're dealing with spirits, you want a Thierge.
Yeah.
That's...
Like, you don't...
Bottom line.
Yeah.
You don't want the Ahran.
You don't. That's not the first guy you call. You don't go, hey, go fangs first.
Talk me up some spirits.
Right. Can you help coax this bunny spirit out here? That's not the man to call for that job.
Or he might just bring you a dead rabbit instead.
9 different levels. That is funny.
Well, thank you. So ideally you do want a Thierge. Theoretically, you don't need one.
Right.
But
it would help to have spirit speech.
Yes, you need the toolkit.
It would help to have spirit speech if you want to talk to a firefly or thunder.
Yep.
Or a bunny.
They are quite wascally. But,
oh, no.
You don't... And I bring this up because they're surely, statistically, I'm looking at them, maybe. Statistically, there are packs out there, there are players out there that don't have a Thierge in their pack. And what do you do then?
You can't prove that, and don't call me Shirley.
All right. Sold.
Fine.
But there are packs out there. Statistically, there are packs out there, multiple packs,
yes,
that don't have a Thierge, and then you go, well, then this whole section of the game is closed off to you, and sort of, you can work around it. It makes the game harder,
right?
It's not your jam dealing with spirits. It is the Galliard, is the Ahran. It's not your 4. It's gonna be difficult, and you're gonna have to get that toolkit, but it is possible.
And, like, once we get the toolkit, like, things will be possible.
Possible once you have the toolkit. Realistically, though...
We're paying somebody.
You're paying somebody, and that's the better way to do it.
It's one of those, like, I don't deal with plumbing in my house.
You call a plumber.
Right.
You could get a book.
I certainly could.
But let's call a plumber. And that's I think that's a great way to look at it. I want to make this fetish. I'm going to have to deal with butchers in the shadows.
Right.
And that's its own price. It's
yeah.
But there you go. And I think we can, that makes a great segue into clout, into reputation. Mm-hmm. Of getting those favors, or of owing those favors.
Yeah, owing those favors.
Danny looks like he's got a thing to say.
Well, no, I was going to say because that's a big deal, especially in our game, because we've asked for a few favors and a few we haven't gotten because we didn't earn it, and a few we were given, but we were like, maybe me specifically, but I was told like only because you earned this one, you worked hard for that one, you got this one, but don't ask again. Not till you earn it again.
Well, yeah. And I mean, it's one of those. Then there's also the IOUs, and those are dangerous.
And I think this pack here knows a little something about that too.
Yeah, there's a few. We have a few IOUs.
You're indebted to the Calm for I think the rest of the game, if I see fit, frankly.
Oh no.
Probably.
Oh no.
Yeah, we owe Jude Thunder Fury. We owe him a couple favors.
Oh god. Oh god. And I came into this. You let me come into this.
Right.
Oh no.
What's the thing? I say a couple, and it's probably only 1 or 2, but they are very large.
That is a couple, and that is a couple too many.
And they are big ones. So.
Yeah, oh no.
She was very impressed.
Oh no.
It was at the time though. It was also a bold statement to even get there, and it was something we know needed to be done.
Well, your backs were against the wall, more or less.
Exactly.
Right.
And especially in Sept Living, when it's I think it's a little different. In their case, it was kind of a special situation because there was active war going on.
Okay.
But when you're living on the Sept, it's you're dealing with these people on the regular.
Right.
And so, those favors, those come in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I bring back Xander Setting's son, who loaned the pack. They loaned you guys his car one day. You remember that, Danny?
Yes, I do.
That was the favor. And he offered it freely. But
Gotcha.
That's because he wanted something in return to be named later.
Right.
And even hid that when he's like, well, I guess bring me some batteries for the Game Boy that the elders don't know that I have. So that's not what he wanted. He's building clout because he wants something bigger.
Yep.
Yeah. And him being a Shadow Lord, I picked up on it immediately.
Racist.
Yes, I am.
Tribist.
In our games, I have such a hard time trusting any Shadow Lord.
You ever what happened?
I don't know. You had a stroke. Do you smell toast?
I do. It's delicious. What?
Such a tribist.
Hunter has a hard time trusting anybody.
Okay.
He's been burned so many times.
He's festooned with paranoia.
That too. Yeah, paranoia's the big one.
Yeah. That works. I like that.
Thank you. I love that word festoon. I don't get to use it very often.
Yeah, I mean, you've been burned, but I don't know. Some of those you brought on yourself.
Sometimes, in the irony here is every now and then I punish him for trusting.
Yeah.
So, I'm the asshole.
Yeah,
you gotta trust people, and then immediately the next person you trust is,
just completely screws us over.
My name's Vermilion. Let's be friends. I trust you, sir. I'm a spiral. Why are you so dumb? That's Cliff Notes of an entire arc right there.
Yep.
Super Cliff Notes. That's not fair. There was way more than that. There's so much more context.
However, essentially, it's accurate.
Unfortunately.
But so those little things can add up to big things.
Right.
Also, your deeds, obviously, in combat, that's going to bring you more reputation, which is going to allow, more pull.
Mm-hmm. But I think, I think your friend asking you, hey, can you help me move?
Sure.
The more people you help move, the more people you have that you can say, hey, remember when I helped you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That is what I think of when I think of, doing favors inside the Sept.
Sure. I mean, there could be other things. Maybe covering a bond shift or helping,
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not...
I was going to say, it could be that small, but it could absolutely be much, much larger.
Right, but these are the people
I
you
need
live
this
with.
Person. Yeah, maybe it's someone who's got a lot more clout and who's saying to maybe a Goliath or just a cub and go, you really want in, I need this person gone.
Or...
Maybe it doesn't have to be in the set, it could be somewhere else, but it could be a much larger ask.
Or it could be, I need you to surveil this person and tell me, everything they do and why.
It could be.
But I
anywhere
think...
in between.
Yeah. And I think it's you're living with these people sometimes 24/7.
Yes.
It could be as simple as, hey, can I, borrow your hat for 5 minutes? Or it could be, hey, I need this guy killed.
Probably the second one.
Yeah,
probably the second one more.
Darkness. Yeah, we're in the world of darkness. No one needs a hat.
Well, not for 5. What are you doing with that for 5 minutes?
Well,
that's where I take issue.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I feel like all I want to do is ask now, but I'm also afraid of the answer. So
moving on.
Fucking hell.
Jesus, what the hell just happened?
Where's William Robert when you need him? It's a new friend of ours who showed up at the studio earlier today.
Knock it off. Okay, so
yeah.
people have clout. people have, more renowned reputation, like those people move up in the hierarchy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe they become elders? How, is that just you keep working and eventually you'll get to be an elder?
Well, that's a potential outcome.
Okay.
I mean, you have to do good work.
Well, yeah.
Not a whole lot of guy will fail upward. Let's start there. That's not.
Okay.
No, mostly you just get dead.
Yeah.
I was going to say failing just means not surviving.
But so yeah, there's a lot of getting killed. But there is room, if you have proven yourself wise enough, if you've been on,
mm-hmm.
you can become an elder.
Okay.
And for players, though, that's one of two things needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you become elders, if you get sept positions,
okay,
either the game needs to end,
right,
or the game changes drastically.
Okay.
Because now you are no longer out in the field, finding the mystery secret, or taking down, battling the 7th gen, finding that worm hive. Hey, thunderworms. That sounds like it's not your job anymore.
Right.
Your job is politicking and making sure that your sept role, whatever it is being fulfilled. It's sending other cubs out to do the fun stuff. And now...
But fun in quotes there.
Because your mileage may vary,
Right.
There's nothing to say there's certainly nothing wrong with the social game. There's nothing wrong with the political type game of, how maybe navigating the ebbs and flows of a larger sept when you're not familiar with, or dealing with, the political machinations of, the Silver Fang over here who's fighting with the Shadow Lord and the Geta Fenris who's torn into between, and now you're there. I think about back in the Virginia games, we had the Shrouded Cloth, the Glass Walker,
mm-hmm.
who was in he was just a Clith, but it was a similar position.
Yeah.
Where he had, Owens, his, we'll call it immediate supervisor. But
okay.
it was the Rabies and Chains was the rank 2,
mm-hmm.
Glass Walker there.
Yeah.
And then you had Max, Max Romano, who was an elder, who was one of the wise guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the last of a dying breed.
Yeah.
And then you've got the, the urban primitive in Owens. And, the Glasswalkers, that's a unique tribe because those camps mean a lot.
Right.
And they vie for control of the board of directors, which rule the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's got these 2 Garu of his tribe pulling at him.
And who does he piss off?
Exactly. If he goes with someone like Owens, is going to be more his speed. He's more modern, and they're more on the cutting edge of the future of the tribe. But Owens is rank 2.
Yeah.
He has an elder taking direct interest in him.
Right.
But he's a wise guy, and his era is over.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you piss off? Because you can't make a choice without making somebody angry.
Right.
And again, there we go into Sept Living. There you go. You can find yourself in these tricky political situations, even amongst your own tribe. Petty squabbling. A pack, 2 packs have a rivalry.
Yeah. Mom and Dad are fighting.
Right. Even if not mom and dad, cousin A and whoever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You got to pick a side.
Because if you're all living in the sept, you are all living together.
Yeah.
And not picking sides is picking sides.
Yeah. It's... You're screwed either way. It's a double-edged sword.
Yep. Yeah, so... But it feels like it's about that time.
It is about that time.
We've I think we've run our course for this particular episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think we spent enough time fucking around on the top, but...
Hey, and there's always more to cover, so we might swing back at a later date.
Oh, I'm certain we're going to swing back at a later date, because there's no end to
much to cover.
There's too much to cover. If there's anything about what we talked about today you want us to expand on, or some stuff that was left because we left plenty behind, but you want to hear about.
Well, we also didn't do a Cubs Corner.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah.
We have one.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Oh, we do.
We have one.
Oh, we have one.
We'll tell you a story later.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was fun.
When they change, what happens to their clothes?
Yeah, when a gyro changes, it depends.
Right.
If it's your first change, bye.
Yeah.
That's a memory.
Too bad.
That shit's gone.
Yep.
You are waking up on a beach or in a forest naked. Just stark raving naked.
It's like the Incredible Hulk, but
less pants.
Yeah, less pants.
less pants in the Hulk.
Pants.
Yeah, when you are a Garu,
Purple shorts.
if you're just wearing clothes,
Yeah.
those clothes are they're fucked.
Yep.
They don't change with you. You know, if you go to Lupus, they're in a pile on the floor, I suppose, that you get to finagle your way out of, and that just sounds inconvenient.
Yeah, you get tangled.
Yeah. You know, if you switch up to a larger form, you have ripped or completely shredded them. But there is a right, and it's funny, right, it's almost like that's a preview of something we're going to be talking about later, or in the coming weeks, rights, called the Right of Talisman Dedication.
One of the must-have rights.
Oh, yeah. It's a big ticket item. And what that does is it binds your equipment, not just your clothing, but your stuff to you.
Yes.
So that when you change, it too will change. Now that means, your backpack and your lovely jogging suit might turn into like a patch of white fur on the rib cage of your Krynos skin.
Right.
Or it might mean that the straps of your backpack will stretch a bit to accompany the difference. Mm-hmm. And the specifics to that is something you work out with your storyteller, or is purely aesthetic at times.
Yeah.
You see pictures of Garu walking around in clothes, like in hoodie, like Krynos in a hoodie.
And that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't look. That's not armor. That's just aesthetics. So that's fine if that's how you want to do it, or if you want that gone entirely.
Right. And that's between you and the storyteller.
Yeah, but there's a specific right that will allow you to keep your stuff, your clothing, your weapons, your cigarettes, whatever, when you change forms.
Yeah. But if it's your first change, it's just all gone.
Yep. And if that right hasn't been done on you, it's just, you better go back for your shit.
Yeah.
Because you left it. Sorry. You ain't got no thumbs. You can't carry it no more.
So, okay, now you can do the wrap-up.
All right, now I'll do the wrap-up. Take that. Take that, world. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today. We want to thank you so much, as always, for listening. If you like what you heard, please rate us, review us. Every time, every episode, it matters. It adds up. It counts. It's a big deal. If you didn't like us, I hear that the star system on iTunes is messed up, so 5 means you hate it.
And then 5 also means you liked it too.
No, don't bother with that part, because if you didn't like it, you don't want to.
But just 5 stars.
Just 5 stars. And
you can write whatever you want in that little box.
It's true. It's true.
We're all children of unicorn.
It's just vicious lies and slander, and we can deal with it. But rating review, it's the best way to help us expand, to get other people to hear it. Other people who might love the show just as much as you, or maybe more. You've got friends. Maybe they're on the cusp. Maybe they want to role play. You know what to do. Share the love, please. Mm-hmm. If you got something to say to us, you can get us through rageacrosspodcast@gmail.com. You can get producer Joey over on Twitter @rageacross.
Yes.
I'm in charge of our Facebook nonsense.
Yep.
We've got our YouTube channel, which has our Let's Play of Werewolf: Heart of the Forest.
Correct.
Yep.
I know what it's actually called. I just
and also all of our previous episodes are going up, and we're doing 2 a week.
Yep, 2 a week until we're caught up.
Until we're caught up, and then we're probably going to do them, each the same week that we go up on our live here on the podcast. We'll put them up maybe a day or two later on the YouTube.
Yeah, we'll figure out the minutia of that when it comes down to it. But yeah, right. we got other stuff brewed in the YouTube for the future, but right now is right now. We have our store.
Yeah, some people like that. They'd rather get their information from there. So hey, if that's where they like it, that's what we're
fine.
Doing.
Yeah, we're giving you options, people. We have our merch store. Mm-hmm. We've got our Discord. We've talked up the Discord. We've talked up the forums a bit. RageAcrossTheInternet.com. That's
where you go to get all of it.
Yeah. You want something out of us, that's the place. We got links to everything. This is all of it.
Yeah.
You know, we love what we do here. You know, we really do. I think recording day is probably everybody's favorite time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're very proud of this show. We're very thankful to have you guys with us. And we're just excited to see, you know, ebbs and flows and these things happen, and we're all just folk, but we're really excited to see the future, where the future takes us all.
Yes.
You know,
we love sharing with all of you guys, all of you listeners. So if that's what you enjoy hearing, we're enjoy giving it to you. So let us do it harder, even more.
This is why he's on a list. You know, he denies it, and then he says shit like that. All right, everybody, that'll do it. I am Porter. On behalf of Daniel Tyson and producer Joey, again, thank you so much for being a part of this. We will see you next time. Take care, and seriously, be excellent to each other. Take care.